G'day mate and welcome back to Factorio with me, JD. So, we're back here looking at mining drills again, and trains at the same time. So, let's go to coal. Coal, we ascertained we need 10 belts of coal coming in. There was no other way to do it. Now, when I select the whole lot, we need 300 coal per second, or 20,000 per minute. Okay, 20,000 per minute sounds like a lot. Each cargo wagon stores 4,000. 4,000. Crap, I hope 4,000. Oh no, let's find a cargo wagon. 8,000. Yeah, you'll be full. 4,000 is plate. So it's 2,000 as coal. So each wagon stores 2,000 as coal, multiplied by 5 cargo wagons, which is 10,000. So if we have a whatever number of engines with 5 cargo wagons empty on both sides, pumping into here, we know we need a train every 30 seconds. A train every 30 seconds is a lot. It is doable, but it's a lot. If we have 10 wagons, so let's go with 2,000 ore multiplied by 10 wagons is 20,000, which is a train every minute. Now, train every minute is definitely doable. So we already know for coal, we're looking at trains that are either 5 length, and lots of them, or a train of 10 length, which is manageable. Now, the standard Factorio train length is like however many engines you have twice the amount of cargo wagons. So if we're looking for 10 cargo wagons, it means we'd probably have 5 engines. 4 or 5 engines, because we're running on nuclear fuel, we can like skim a little bit on the engines, but you know, so we're looking for either a 410 or a 510. Alright, for coal. And realistically, if we're going to do one at 510, we should probably standardize around the, around the whole lot and do everything in 510s. So, I've made a 410 yardstick. That's it there. So that fits 4 train engines and then 10 wagons to do a bot build. But that was my second concept. My first concept was keeping with a 410 length, but building the train around the build, if that makes sense. And I don't know. Yeah, I do have my calculator. So we're going for blue science, and yeah, it's one of those days where I'm thoroughly prepared. Mining drills, which always has the worst icon. It's better now; it's updated, but still horrible. So I was going with let's put the 5 wagons on either side. Let's dump the iron in the middle, and then the bots only have to move at a very, very short distance of here to here. Don't ask me how we're getting roboports in. That's a whole separate question. We'll handle that when we get that far. But this was the current concept. Means we can get iron. Nope, they're gears. That's iron. Get iron and electronic circuits in as fast as possible. Alright, yeah, we got a bit of iron, bit of gears, bit of green circuits, bit of everything into this build as fast as possible. Now, this thing eats material on a per second basis. It's 16 green circuits, which is 1 whole inserter, basically running nothing but green circuits. 28 for gears, which is 2 inserters. Because an inserter moves about 17 items per second. And 56 plates, which should be 4. 56 divided by 17 is 3.2. So 4 inserters. And we're outputting 5. 5, mining drills. And I've decided, look, we'll dump it on both sides of the belt. This is repeatable. We can blueprint, we can tileable. We can tile this blueprint a few times. And that's how we do it. We'd run a train like this. But the logistics just became insane. On top of that, you'll see this little wagon, it looks like it's shut. Now, I was really concerned about this to start with. So I put in some stack inserters, line them up to empty the train, and if I put materials in, you'll see that the inserters run fine. So even though the cargo wagon looks empty, and we'll do it the same with this one, it does empty. You know, the cargo wagon looks like it's closed. It does empty because emptying cargo wagons on a corner is very, very difficult. That's why I figured if we put the train on the corner, that'll be fine. So this was the plan. Now, this has 24 beacon coverage with 100% speed modules in it. It still meant we'd need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.36 of these builds. Now, don't forget, I'm empty iron here and here. So these builds will be very, very short range for the bots. But all the way out here, they're way too far away. So, this was concept number 1. Go away. It failed. Basically, we have extremely high throughput, but not high enough to merit a U-shaped train. If we were doing a larger build... You know, if we were not going for 3,000 science packs per minute, but 4,000 or 5,000, then the train would be longer. It might merit having a U-shaped train, and rather than trying to aim for a minute's worth of coal, right? I don't know. I didn't even look what the per minute rate would be. Per minute rate for this one's not nearly as bad as what it would be for coal. But it's still, ooh, it's pretty bad. But not as bad. It might merit having a longer train, you know, and having 2 minutes worth of production. So this came to plan number 2. We're still looking at bot-based. We're still looking at 7, so 6 point whatever output. We're still looking at bringing in your just screen circuits. Green circuits. Green circuits there. Gears here and here, and all the rest are iron. So if this is our unload train, and we'll put our train back in. 4. 10. Go away. Go away, rocks. This becomes the build. Now, the build is the same length as the 10 cargo wagons. It does mean that probably on the southern side, I have to bring in gears, because if I make gears on site, which was an interesting number, and I just need to turn off everything in the stupid blueprint thingy, calculator, to get to our total number of gears needed for this build. Crap. Turn that off. Are we down to just gears yet? Good question. On a per second. No, I'm still not quite there. What else am I missing in this calculator? That one. That one and that one. Now, calculators give me a different number. Oh, it's because I got 7 builder, whereas it's going on 6.25. So, it means I need another 200 gears per second, which is another 400 iron per second. Which starts to really, really, really add up. Total iron is... Oh, but I do get productivity out of it. So, it means my total iron is 600-ish. Probably a little bit higher, probably 700 per second. And again, we can swap this to per minute. Well, 20,000. That's a train every minute. Gears, 20,000. Well, 11,000. All right, double it to get iron is another 20,000. So that's train to go into iron to feed these things, plus a second train to do gears every second. In fact, on our gear assembly, and this is where the numbers get really insane. We needed 7 of these doing mining drills. For gears, we have this blueprint, so we'll start with this blueprint. We'll change you over to gears, sir. And where's that train gone? Prod mods. You really want to be making gears with prod mods. Pull those out, put those in. Delete all of this crap. And change you to those types of chests. Change you to those types of chests. Okay. No, wrong button. Fat fingers. Yep. We need 2,000 gears per second for 2,000 iron per second. Ooh, 32 iron per second for 22 gears per second. No, wrong button again. Okay. We needed 200 gears total per second. This is about as fast. This is as fast as this machine can go. So, calculator says I need 8 of these guys. Let's just paste out 8 real quick. That's 7. That's 8. You have any more beacons we can steal? Nope. Nope. We don't want you going there. We want that one. We want the train to come back as fast as possible. So this becomes our new gear build, which again just raises the insanity. You know, it's not quite complete. See, it still says we don't have. We're 3 machines short, just because this machine is not fully speed beaconed. But it means total 600 iron per second, 35,000. We need 2 trains of iron every minute at this length train, which is all right because we can bring 1 train in this side, 1 train on that side. There is no possible way on a per second basis I can get 28 gears from here to here. Oh, you're doing gears, you're doing iron. So if you did, oh no, let's do that. There is a chance I could do that. Use output 22. A belt will carry 20, except we're only using half a belt each side. So that means 2 belts carry a total of 20 and 40. Like, technically that might work. Going through an underground like that. It's one of those, have to actually test it in the real world to confirm. Same with these guys. Technically, they're not using that much iron per second. So I could have the train unload. It's 10, and I've got to get down to 7. Well, actually, that's the first big problem, I think. Yeah. So we don't have a perfect 1-to-1 of gears to miners. So that straight away won't work, because this will be too slow to keep up with that. So it could make the build longer. Have extra machines to try and line things up. But we get to that point where, do we have just 10 gear machines with 10 mining drill machines to get even unload from the train, you know, to try and get this system to work? And then how many extra inserters is that? And how does that affect UPS? I don't think, like, and mining drills is it is the extreme end of the game. Well, not of the game, of total throughput. Mining drills is one of those really, really high throughput. We got more of these. Okay. So let's try that. So it still says we don't have enough enough gear machines. Alright, let's try one more stamp on this side. Oh, we're at positive. So that becomes the build. We still got to get green circuits in here, which is a whole separate train. But we're up to 40,000 irons. That means an iron train in this side, an iron train in that side. Now, as I said, for this particular build, we're talking a whole stack of roboports, a whole stack of robots moving back and forth. This method of using belts won't work. We'll have to get the bots to do it. There's just no two ways about it. Not without extending the build massively. We have to get green circuits in still, which is still like... Now, green circuits do stack a lot higher. Actually, iron plate stacks a lot higher. We're talking about 40,000. So this is 1 minute's worth of train. Because iron plate stacks twice as high as coal. I forgot about that factor. So, yeah, it's tricky. We'd have to bring another train track for green circuits, which is easy enough. We can slip another train in here. It would probably go on the outside of iron, because iron's definitely the more important of the two. We'd have to we should bring a second iron train in the bottom, just to make sure this thing never runs out, and hopefully the bots have choice of iron at the bottom for the gears and iron at the top for the mining drills. Or we could bring gears in directly. That's another option. And we haven't got that far yet. That is another option, which would obviously make the build that big instead. We'd just cut off the whole bottom end, and we'd bring in gears directly, green circuits directly, and iron directly. Yeah, so that is an option. Or we go with this, where we are bringing in iron and we are bringing in gears. There is a third option, and let's see whether I can build it, which is one I came across actually in the community map. Oleg, we were trying to do 1K science, you know. Really, really hard stuff. The big numbers. And Oleg went and grabbed his blueprint for mining drills. Who, a while ago, if you remember, I did a tour of his 2.4K belt base. Which, don't get me wrong, that's amazing. He has upped it since. He's aiming for 4.8K, being 2 blue belts of science. We want you to do gears with max prod mods, and then we want you to do mining drills. And this is going from memory, so, you know, bear with me. I think that's right. Add a belt. Beacon. Oh, there and there. We've got, oops. Iron coming into there. Into, there. Yeah, you think I would have been smart and blueprint this thing when I saw it. Okay. Powering the whole thing up is going to be a separate nightmare, but let's just throw some power poles at it, and we'll worry about making it neat after the fact. Power there. Okay. From memory, roughly this was his build. So we've got green circuits coming in this end, output here onto a joined belt, so we're outputting on both sides of the belt. Iron, iron, and iron. And per second. So he's using 64 plus 18 doubled, which is 36. 90 iron per second, hence the 3 belts. The 3 belts will actually support 120. Maybe he's probably cut out. He's probably cut out this belt and just gone with a simple 80. Which probably means I can pull... Let's start with pulling modules from there. 1760 is 32, still 90-ish. Pull another module. That's still 90. Must have done 3 belt. It's 85. We're there yet? 12, 24. Yep. So there we go. That chews. What are you? You're a speed of 300%. That's still 300%. Okay. Gives me a little bit more room to move. So that was his build. Yeah, output's 2.5. So this baby outputs 2.5 per second. And we need... Of course I don't have my calculator in front of me. Really? Getting jack of that. This is one of the main reasons the main wall is being extended. Because I'm just getting jack of that little oil being picked on. So this outputs 2.5 per second. For 2 belts of iron in plus a little dribble of green circuits gives you 2.5 out. And we need 35... No way. 35.75 divided by 2.5 per second. So we need 14 of these stamps. Which means 28 belts of iron just disappear. So this is our third option for builds. I have no idea which one we're going to end up finalizing on. Really, at this stage, it depends on whether I'm putting gears on a belt. If I'm putting gears on a belt, it does simplify this build. It does give us an option for doing gears on a train as well. Yeah. So, that's where we stand with mining drills. We've made 0 progress. We now have 3 choices. Do I have any artwork I can write with? No, not really. Oops. $14 times that, which means that can be scrapped, which means all of that can be scrapped. And we'll blueprint this one and put it up here with a yardstick. Oops. Here. Yep, you'll have to unload that side of the belt. There, on that side of the train track and that side of the train track. Okay, so that's our builds at this stage. A lot of indecision, but there are options we've come to. No idea what we're going to build next episode, or attempt to build next episode. Yep, I've got to have to look at that. I'm really going to have to look at what we've done, what's still to come, and what still uses massive amounts of resources. Because that is still the number one objective. Trying to compress things as much as possible as we build along. We still haven't done engines by themselves for blue sites, so maybe that's an option. I don't know. We'll work it out in the next episode. As always, thoughts, comments, suggestions. If you see any way of improving any one of these builds, please write them down in the comment section below. I have seen people comment, I've seen lots of people comment, and little suggestions like there was one of these builds. It was the batteries to try and merge these two belts together. And somebody said that if I just moved that down one, I'd have room to merge them, which they're 100% correct. I would definitely have more room to merge them if I did that. This works. It's a little bit, but it works. So we're going to see whether we leave them. Somebody else also mentioned yes. The guns, I'm at 18.75. If I just add one speed module back, I could use a whole belt for just 2 builds. I can't remember if they actually improved that. I think it'll get rid of this last build. Just by speeding them back up a little bit. Which is an improvement. So that's something I need to look at as well. It means rearranging these somehow. Or just throwing in extra beacons. I don't know. I don't know. There will be, after all these are built, there will be a separate episode where I go through and tweak each one of them and explain why they've been tweaked. And then finally we'll plug them in all in their right order, and then we'll go from there. So that's it. Thank you guys for watching. As always, thoughts, comments, suggestions, what the hell I screwed up down in the comment section below, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye!